So I just want to talk about the videos that are making us aware of the corruption from those in power. The news used to make us aware of the crime that was happening in a small percentile in our neighborhoods or in our city or wherever we lived. And that used to instill fear in us, making us fearful to go to certain places, interact with certain people, and whatnot. So the news I don't watch because I see what it does to people and it makes them fearful, especially the older generation. Like if you have to go to a neighborhood that they're constantly reporting crime on, or you live in a big city and you have to take the subway and all these things that are happening that you're seeing on the news, then you just have to protect yourself. Just don't go to places where it's lonely. Do all the things that you learned to protect yourself and be safe, especially as a woman and being attacked and not being able to defend ourselves because of our strength. But like there's no point of watching that to make yourself more fearful and lower your frequency because you get into a fear mindset and start thinking about that neighborhood and you having to go there, let's say tomorrow. It's better to just know that protect yourself, be aware of your surroundings, no matter what neighborhood you're in, always just be aware of your surroundings. So the videos that are making us aware of all the corruption and things that those in power have been doing to us and we haven't known about, those ones can put us in a fearful mindset depending on how we look at it. And that's why they always say in the videos, this is not to scare you, it's just to make you self-aware. So for example, them spraying chemicals on us and making us sick, or changing the weather, cloud seeding, or the food industry and what they're putting into the foods, or that they've been injecting cows and animals with antibiotics when they're sick and still selling us those same cows, or how now they're injecting it with the mRNA technology so that we all get that into our system. So it's not about being fearful and being like, oh my God, how am I going to live in this world? And I was starting to feel like that a little bit once I was going through this digestion of information and nonstop looking up new things. Yeah, when I was doing my research and finding out all these things that are happening in the world, it started to make me fearful and I started to feel like, what's the point? If we're living on a prison planet and God is controlling everything and we can't escape this reincarnation loop, then what's the point of existing? What's the point of trying? What's the point of doing anything? And then I started to pray to the Creator and really tap into my intuition and really start to see things from a broader perspective. So it's like I had to shift my perspective to be like, okay, I'm aware that all this is happening. I can't control it unless the mass amount of people all work together and those in power, like people coming into power, RFJK, all this stuff, and changing the system in America, for example, with the food industry. So my role, the only thing that I can really do is spread awareness to my group of people, the people that follow me, whatnot, friends I talk to, spreading awareness of what's happening so they're aware of it too. And the only thing that I can control is like, if I know, for example, that they say bigger bananas are more GMO than smaller bananas and it's better to eat smaller bananas, if I have the choice, then I pick the smaller bananas. Like there's certain things, organic blueberries. So instead of fearing it, I can just choose to make better choices with the food that I eat. If I know that this one is not good for me and this one has chemicals in it or whatever, then I'm going to choose to refrain from that. And with the products that I put on my skin, if I know that this has a bunch of chemicals in it, then I'm going to use the one that's natural. So we can just change things in our everyday life to not purchase those products that are damaging us. So with those things, I can control based on the choices that I make. And the more of us make those better choices, then they don't sell those products anymore because no one's buying it because they know that it's not good for them. But as for the chemicals being dropped on us and the mRNA being put into our food, we don't know which foods they're being put in. So how do we refrain from something if we don't know which foods they're actually putting it into? We have to eat. That's why it's picking products that are naturally grown and farm-raised meat or whatever that you eat, picking those products over the ones that are junk or that we don't know that is run by big corporations so they're able to inject whatever they want into the food.